What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year. Very excited to kick things off this year on my channel with this video. It's my 5 favorite images of 2018. 2018, if you didn't notice, I didn't upload that many videos to my YouTube channel. The main reason for that was because I started exploring photography. Not just exploring, but I started taking photography very seriously. I had never really dabbled with photography. I've done video for about 4 years, but photography was an entire new medium for me, and I just wanted to really take my pace, take my time, and not rush and put things up that I wasn't really proud of. So 2018 was very all over the place with my photography, given the fact that I was just new with it and I was exploring and trying and shooting as many things as possible just to find my groove and really find what I really am passionate about and taking photos of. Real quickly, let's get started. I'm going to start with number 5 and move on the way up to number 1. So first and foremost, number 5 is this photo of Cuba. Now this photo in particular, there's many reasons why it's one of my favorite photos of 2018. One being that it's in Cuba. I can't believe I made it to Cuba. It was such an incredible experience, such a humbling experience. I really learned a lot about Cuba, being there, meeting the people, communicating with the people, just having honest conversations and just having fun and exploring. And just honestly, I didn't shoot any videos in Cuba. I just really spent my time taking photos, really exploring this new style of photography that I never really knew about or was privy to, which was street photography or documentary style photography. And this photo in particular is more like a travel photo. It's not really street photography. However, I planned this photo out. I really looked at Google Maps before I went to Cuba, and I started exploring the street from a street-wide view. And obviously this is the El Capitolio, this is the Capitol building in Cuba, and you see the dome is still being worked on. There's been construction on it for many years, given the fact that they have financial resources at that to complete the construction. I saw this light pole that really just framed Capitolio, and when I got out there, I really wanted it to be one sole car, and as you can see, there's no other cars in this photo. So I went really early in the morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. The sun was just starting to really start to rise. It had rained a little bit the night before, and I just used the light pole to really just frame the El Capitolo and make you really focus on that building, but still take a glance at what else is going on, given the fact that you have this really old car that shouldn't be running. And that's why it's one of my favorite photos. One, it's in Cuba again. Two, I planned it out. I really took my time and just looked at the geography, looked at the streets, and looked at what intrigued me and set a plan to take this photo, and I executed it, and that's something that I'm proud of, and I hope young photographers can take something away from that. And 3, I just love how this photo came out with the editing that I gave to it. I really wanted to make it feel like you don't know what year this photo was taken in, given the fact that you see the dome is being constructed on, you see this old school car, and it's in black and white. It just makes it really a nostalgic photo, and obviously it's one of my favorites, given the fact that I even got it framed, as you can see. This photo is up for sale on my website if you're interested. So this is number 4, and this photo, for a few reasons, is one of my favorites of 2018. I had the opportunity last minute to exhibit this photo at a gallery, and it was last minute. They called me, hey, do you want to show some photos at this gallery? I said, of course, yes. I had this photo that just for some reason I felt like it was going to fit the gallery, so I had it sent over. They printed it out and they framed it, and a couple people showed up and they really started to take a look at everyone's work. And for some reason, people kept stopping at this photo, and I didn't understand why. I thought it was a great photo. That's why I sent it over and wanted to be hung up and displayed. But I didn't think it would be one of the main photos that people would be stopping for. And this one lady, she really broke it down, and she said, you know, this photo is very chaotic. There's a lot going on. It's very blurry. But at the end of the day, you see this lady smiling, and she's happy. And even within all the chaos, there's some happiness. And I think that's a great metaphor for life. There's a lot of things that can be going wrong in your life. There's a lot of things that you can be really stressed about or worrying about. But there's something about always knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that happiness that can really put you in a great place, even in that millisecond. But this is not a portrait. This is considered more like a street photo, given the fact that it is a candid photo. This is actually a reflection. This is on Penn Street. I had just finished taking some photos for the Dear Reading podcast, and I just wanted to go out and shoot some photos finally on Penn Street in Reading, Pennsylvania. I just quickly zipped down, walked a few blocks. It was a nice hot summer day, and this lady in particular, I've always wanted to shoot her. I just never could find the right photo. They all seemed very basic, very amateurish, if you will, but this photo, I captured it as a reflection, and it just made so much sense. and I'm glad I had the opportunity to have it displayed, and that's why it's one of my favorite photos of 2018. Chaos, there's still beauty. This is number 3. This is one of my favorite photos of 2018. However, I did not actually take this photo. This is not a photo that I took. This is a photo that I inspired maybe, or had the privilege of teaching a student to take this photo on their own terms. So this summer I had the opportunity to teach mobile photography at a local community college here in Reading. And one of my students, she was a 9th grader going on to 10th grade that summer. She really just took photography into her own hands, even at the most basic level of what I was already teaching her, but she really just went out there, explored, and really became a photographer in my eyes. And now she's running the yearbook club at high school. And this photo really, I just love it because I would have never thought to take a photo here. This is Maria's Pizzeria. If you know Maria's Pizza in Reading, Pennsylvania, then you know that's probably not the place you want to take a photo at, but she did. This wasn't an assignment. This wasn't homework. This is something that she just went out with her friend after school, after class, and just went out and shot photos and got this photo. And that's what is most important, and that's why it's one of my favorite photos, because you just have to be there. You have to be in the moment. You have to be present. You have to be looking around in your environment and seeing what you can potentially see that nobody else is seeing right now. That's the beauty of photography. That's the beauty of street photography. Looking at things that people might just brush off or think, or it's not that important, or not beautiful, or simply not worth taking a photo of. But she did. She was there. She took the photo. And I really, really love this photo, given the fact that she was one of my students, and I had the privilege of teaching her, and she went out on her own and captured this photo. So yes, it's not a photo I took, but I really, really had to put it up here because it's one of my favorite photos of 2018. And I got it put in this frame right here with some of my other favorite photos of the year from my students. So my second favorite photo of 2018 is this portrait of Nerys, and big, huge, massive shout out to Nerys. She saw my basic landscape photography from last year when I was in Colombia, shooting on JPEGs and just throwing random filters and presets, not really having a style yet. And she, for some reason, saw something like that and called me and said, hey, I would really love for you to shoot some portraits of me for my blog. I was honored. I was fucking excited, and I couldn't wait to take some photos of someone because I'd never done any portrait shoots before. So this was actually my third shoot in Nerys. The first one was the first photo shoot I ever done. The second one, we actually shot in the exact same location up in West Side, New York City, but I had all the files deleted and corrupted when I went to upload them on Lightroom. Lost the entire shoot, so we set up another date. We planned again. I went up to New York, and we were driving around, walking around, and trying to find some locations, but for some reason I just told her I really would like to go back to that location that we shot at the second time that I lost all those files of, and make it up to you, and I know we can make some magic. She had a different outfit. She was braless. She even had to get like a strap from a random boutique right there on near Central Park, and we made this happen. And it was a bright sunny day. There were some clouds looming every other few seconds, so there were some great shadows, and this is just a portrait that I'm really proud of. It feels effortless. It feels really, really organic, and I don't consider myself a fashion photographer, but when I finished this shoot, I thought I was like one of the best fashion photographers you could think of. That's how high I was when I saw these images and what we produced. And again, it's just one of my favorite photos because she believed in me. She allowed me to take these photos of her. I'm really, really proud how they came out, and honestly, she's such a gorgeous girl and such a gorgeous portrait. And again, it's New York City. It's everything you could want in fashion photography. It's a culmination of hard work, really studying and planning and fucking up, and then going again and doing it. And that's what photography can be about sometimes, is just, if you mess up, if you plan everything and it still doesn't go the way you want, you can go redo it, hopefully make some more magic. So second favorite image. Okay, and lastly, this is my favorite image, by far my best image of 2018, and it's a street photo in Havana, Cuba, specifically Old Havana. I had the privilege of linking up with a Havana Times photographer down in Havana, Cuba. He showed me around Old Havana, places where it's not touristy, where people aren't really going around and taking photos of. And he showed me around for 3 hours. We walked around. He really taught me his aspects of street photography. He gets real close and personal. So he really just gave me a crash course in 3 hours in one of the most beautiful places on the planet, Old Havana. I had such a great time, and out of that, I was able to capture this image. And this image, when you look at the raw file, which I'm not going to show here, I don't remember what made me even want to edit this photo. I didn't see anything particular. Now, going back and looking at it, like, what made me edit this photo? What made me select this out of almost 4,000 images that I had from Cuba? But I did edit it, and it came out to be not just my favorite photo of 2018, but also my most popular photo of 2018. Not likes on Instagram, but sales wise. It's by far my highest selling print. I put it out there with other batch of photos that I was selling for Black Friday, and people gravitated towards this one the most. So it's all about being there, again, being in the moment, making sure you're actually there to take the photo, taking the photo, then, you know, really taking your time and seeing what captivates your eyes, even if it might be something that you're not used to taking photos of. It might not be something that you thought you wanted to take a photo of, and just really going through the process, editing it, finding some beauty within something that you didn't see beautiful at first. And you never know what photo could be your big moment, your aha moment, so a moment where people might say, I want this in my house, I want this framed, I want this at a gallery, I want this at a museum. You just have to take the photo first, and all the other things will fall in line. This is my favorite photo of 2018 by far. I had such a great response to this photo that I'm making it the cover of my coffee table book coming in March. I didn't choose to make this the cover of my coffee table book. Everyone else did. They seem to really gravitate towards it. It's the colors, it's the people. And again, if I would have waited one more second to take this photo, that car would have covered that mom and her child, and it wouldn't be as special, it wouldn't be as significant. It's just something about old Havana, those colors, the old school car, and then these people just being there that make this image so unique and so perfect in my eyes. And that's the reason why it's going to be the cover of my coffee table book coming in March. So these are my 5 favorite images of 2018. Please share yours, tag me on Twitter, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm on social media, the Mateo Toro. You can find me anywhere. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again for supporting this channel. I'm really hoping to kick into overdrive this year. And if you're interested, please sign up to my newsletter to get notified when my pre-orders go up for my book, my coffee table book, full of images from Cuba. I'd appreciate it. If not, subscribe, like, whatever you can do. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.